Hi, Lisa. Welcome to Global Adventures.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Um, First of all, could you tell me something about yourself before we start?
Sure. Currently, I am a returning student to Cal State East Bay in Hayward. I have returned to complete my coursework for a bachelor's degree with options in accounting and corporate management. Prior to returning to school, I worked for 5 years as a full-charge bookkeeper. In that position, I handled all aspects of the financial life of a nonprofit, as well as supervising a secondary financial person that worked with a lower level handling personal finances for our clients. Prior to that, I had quite a bit of experience in general office administration and customer service positions, and I felt that I needed to go somewhere, and returning to school seemed like the next step for me after being the bookkeeper, full charge bookkeeper, and so now I'm looking to go back into the workforce.
Very good. Could you tell me, after completing your school, and there's obviously going to be some changes in your life, how would that affect your long-term plans with us here?
Well, my long-term goals are really in financial accounting, which is essentially bookkeeping. I'm a rarity, I think, in the accounting world. I have no interest in taxation or auditing. I actually enjoy financial accounting, and that's where I want to stay. My decision to go back to school was to further my knowledge on the subject, not so much to further the position I would have within a company. And being that this position is bookkeeping and customer service, it takes two skills that I have and I enjoy, and allows me to use them and to use the education that I've worked so hard to complete.
That's true. We will see a lot of customer service along with your bookkeeping. In this position, you will be dealing with a lot of different levels of associates. Some associates will be lower skill level than yourself. So how would you deal with them if any problems may occur?
Well, being that I've worked in various levels of administrative functioning, and I have reporting capabilities to the board of directors that have had various levels of understanding of finance and business, and I've also supervised individuals that have had various levels of skills within their own job and within the company as a whole. I think that teaching people what they need to know and furthering the knowledge of those who think they know everything is really a good position to be in when you're right in the middle. You bring the people under you up to a higher level understanding, and you find a way to make sure that the executives know what they need to know. And as you might know, most executives don't always have everything they need. They might be heavy in management, or they might be heavy in finance. And those that are not heavy in finance are where some of my customer service skills come in, because I feel that I can teach them and I can help them learn what they need to know about the information that I'm providing to them.
Very good. Could you tell me about a time when you had a difficult interaction with a customer or coworker that needed to be resolved?
Yes, actually, when I worked at Bank of America doing the residential appraisals at the call center, we handled private banking. And part of private banking is handling high dollar customers. We got an order in for Martha Stewart the day she was indicted. And that was kind of interesting for all of us. We would get high name people occasionally, but getting her name come across the appraisal list the day she was indicted was pretty interesting. And I didn't feel we could do an appraisal on her home since she was being indicted and all the other legalities going along with that. So I had to deal with some very irate private bankers. They make their money on commission. The higher dollar value of the loan, the more money they make. So I was essentially affecting their pocketbook. Well, I had to wait for my supervisor to get in, and then wait for her supervisor to get in, because they were not happy with the decision. So it went completely up my chain of command and completely up their chain of command. And the whole time I was trying to keep them happy, because this was a relationship we needed. It was a banker that we worked with quite often. And in the end, we came out of it with a very good relationship. They were happy with how we handled it in the end, even though they weren't happy they weren't getting the commission they wanted. But they felt that we handled it the best way we could, and we ended up having a very good working relationship after that.
Quite an adventure, huh?
It was.
Well, so now we know what we need from you. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I'm curious. In this environment of our economy, there's not a lot of open positions, and it seems unusual to have a job like this open. I was kind of curious if you wouldn't mind sharing what the details of the open position are.
Actually, this position has been staffed by a associate that has been with us for over 20 years, and he's about to retire. So we are actually going to fill in his position when he leaves us. So your time will overlap by a year.
Well, that's impressive, having someone here for 20 years and then retiring.
It is. It's pretty sad that he has to go, but is there any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well, it was
Nice
great
to meet
speaking
you.
to you.